Hello, I'm Paul Pluter and welcome to the ArchieLuxury channel. I'm actually going to be hosting a few videos for the next couple of days to see if you like Paul Pluter presenting some content. So please let the staff at the ArchieLuxury channel know if you enjoy my commentary. Lack of crass swearing, lack of vulgarness, and all presented in Paul Pluter's professional way. So today's question is, do you ever lose the urge to collect watches? And this came out of a conversation I was having with my good friend Brian from Zircon and Security. Zircon Security and Debt Recovery. Very interesting question there. And I said to Brian, I know in my own sphere itself, when many years ago, when I had a modest collection, I had an 18238, that's a solid gold day date. I had a steel Submariner 16610, a Polar Explorer 2, a 16570, and a two-tone R serial number date just, a 16013. And the wife at the time had a two-tone Cartier Santos Moon Phase. And I've got to tell you, my business went bad. I needed a lot of money and I kind of lost the urge to keep collecting, mainly because I could no longer afford to do it. I think it was survival instinct, but I sold off all the pieces except for the ladies. You can never sell ladies, you know, once you give a watch to a woman, they won't, hell have no fury like a woman scorned. So that just wasn't possible to get that one back. But I sold off all the pieces. I sold the day date first, then I sold the Submariner. Sorry, I sold the date just first, then the solid gold day date, then the Sub, then the Explorer 2. That was the last one to leave the stables. And I went through a period of depression, severe depression, reactional depression, because I was so sad to have no decent watches. I ended up wearing a boy-sized Tudor, which was quite a bit of a come down for Paul Pluter himself there. But other people I've known a lawyer friend who he had a lot of really upmarket pieces. He loved Audemars Piguet, offshore chronographs. He had really high-end Jaeger-LeCoultre. We're talking World Geographic Jaeger-LeControl Masters. He had some amazing pieces. And when the shit hit the fan with his business, he resorted back to a Longines Conquest. And this is what happens. And I suppose it's like a lot of things. If you no longer have the financial means, you sort of get out of watches because you can't afford the good toys. And I said to Brian, I said, I don't think I could actually go back to just having Longines Conquests. I just don't have the passion for them. Once you've had some really high-end pieces, one is reluctant to, you know, go to the lower tier pieces. And it's kind of sad. It's very, very sad there. But, you know, with collections themselves there, they have a life, and it depends on your circumstances itself. I mean, even the Patek owner can go through bad financial times where they have to sell off their prized Patek due to personal reasons. And this can hit any of us. I mean, the times we live in, the financial volatility that exists today is like no period in time. One has to be careful. But I've got to say myself there, I've come back. I've sold a lot of my higher end pieces, and I've come to Rolex because I love the utilitarianism of Rolex. It's so usable. It's so rugged, and I can just wear it without worrying about a lot of problems. So do people lose the collecting bug? I've got another friend, Justin, who he got sick of all the watch bullshit. The watch bullshit where they release new models constantly, limited editions with the Panerais. And he just got sick of all the bullshit that goes with it. But he settled on 3 or 4 quality watches. He settled on a Datejust from his father, his grandfather I should say. He settled on one Jaeger-LeCoultre piece and possibly a sports Rolex. And this is the whole thing. Even when you get out of watches itself there, it's nice to have a few. And I think 2 or 3 is a good number. I gotta tell you myself, with my own depression and mental illness that I faced, I probably should have kept the day-date and one of the steel sports Rolexes. It really didn't save me or make a huge difference, and I know psychologically I would have been a lot better if I hadn't have just got rid of these pieces. And I made money on all the pieces. There was no fire sale, but it was still very painful. It's very painful to go from an S-Class Mercedes to a second-hand minivan. It's a very painful process. And as the rich tapestry of life, we all have to experience and see what place it takes us. And the advice is, whether you've got 1 or 2 quality watches or a dozen, make sure it fits in with your income, make sure it fits in with your financial ability, and make sure you enjoy having quality pieces. I'm Paul Pluter, filling in for Archie whilst Archie takes a long needed vacation. Please tell the channel what you think of this video. See you later, and God bless.
We specialize in the repair of Rolex and Patek Philippe watches. We've been doing the same thing for more than 25 years. We have Rolex technicians certified by Rolex who actually used to work for the company for many years, like if we're doing the work on the factory. We completely disassemble the watch and we put it to work like brand new condition. When you get a pre-owned watch, it's like if you're getting a brand new unit. The only difference is the money.